Welcome students, I am Mr. Simanchal Panda going to take the class for industrial pharmacy, pharmaceutical sterile preparations. Sterile indicates free from any pyrogens, pathogens and microorganisms. So there are different type of preparation, all has to go for the sterilization before it is coming to the market. So, but there are two type of preparation. Those are the ophthalmic preparation and the parental preparations. Those has to be taken special care for the sterilization, as those type of products are directly instilled to the body fluids. As we have seen, the ophthalmic preparations are directly instilled on the eye, and we can see these parental preparations are directly inserted in our body. It may be through the IV route, IM route or different injectable routes. So for the parental preparation, this is coming from the word of para and enteral. Para means accept and enter means in the intestine. So accept the intestinal route, that means through the mouth to the intestinal route. If we are changing the route of administration, then that is known as the parental preparations. Generally, these injectable products are coming under the parental preparations. So generally, rather than the oral route, any other route preferred for the direct ingestion of the ingredient is known as the parental preparations. Generally, the injections and the transfusion fluids are under the parental preparation. Injections should be sterile in nature, it should be isotonic in nature, and those must be free from foreign particles, as that may be free from dust and the fibers. You have seen, I was telling about the steroid. Isotonicity means the equal osmotic pressure. Generally, iso means equal, tonic means the osmotic pressure generally. So, if we are taking any kind of a drug, those are in the formulation and those are instilled in the eye. So, if those are having the hypertonic, that means it is having the higher osmotic pressure, then it may lead to swelling of the ophthalmic fluid and it may go for the damage. And secondly, if that will be hypotonic, that means it is having the less pressure from inside to outside. The movement of the liquid will take place and the destruction of cells will take place from the eyes. Similarly, if the non-isotonic solutions are given through the IV route, we can see that RBC are present, and if those are hypertonic in nature, then that may so start to swell. Otherwise, if that is hypotonic, then inside the material, inside the cellular material, it will come out and it will form the flaccid like structure of the RBC. So RBC may destroy it. So in order to avoid that one, neither we can go for the hypertonic or we have to go for the hypotonic. So equal osmotic pressure we have to make, that is equivalent to 0.9% of sodium chloride weight by volume in water is known as the isotonic solutions, and they must be free from the different foreign particles, etc. So injections are the sterile solution and suspension of drug in the aqueous or the oil vehicle meant for introduction into the body by means of injectable needle under or through one or more layer of the skin or mucous membrane. We can see there are different type of parental preparation according to the formulation. The vehicle play an important role according to vehicle. Either it may be aqueous in nature or it may be the oily in nature. Those are the non-aqueous product. So generally for the long time effect, long term effect, that is a sustained effect, if we have to go, then we are preferring the oil phases in which these are given to the IM route, in which the oils will remain, it will form the depot and it will slowly release the drug. But in case of the aqueous solutions, the drugs are dissolved very fast and this give the rapid action in the body. So depending upon the formulation, these injectable preparations are of different types. We can see that if if we are taking the vehicle as the water and we are taking the solute and those are easily dissolved and those are ready to be injected. So those are one type of preparation in which solution is present, and in some drug active ingredients are there which are not soluble in the water, or if those are soluble they are not stable for long time. They may go for the oxidation, reduction or hydrolysis, at the time we are taking the active ingredient separately, and just before the injection we are mixing it, making a uniform solution, and we are going for the injections. So those are known as the powders ready for injections. Another one is known the suspension ready for injection, in which we generally suspension has to made in such a way that the powders must have very small particle size, otherwise it may lead to blocking of the needle, or it may create formation of depot on the inside the surface of the skin, that is it may be muscles, or it may be the vein, or any other tract in which we are going for the injections. So sometimes the powders are also having the same problem, that it may go for the microbe growth, or it may not be soluble, it may go for the stability problem with water. So these suspension are prepared by adding the powder in the vehicle before the injections. So there are different type of the injectable products which are generally given under the skin or the mucous membrane. So there are different type of the advantages are related with the parenteral preparations. As first one is that if a person generally this solid dosage form or liquid dosage form like emulsion, suspension, syrup, tablet, capsules, those are easily administered in our body, but and it is easy way of administration. But sometime if the patient is old, at the time we cannot give the medicine easily, it cannot take the medicine easily. If those are a neonate, or these are a child, so it is difficult to give the exact amount of dose to the oral route. There may be chances of vomiting, sometimes chances of spilling, and non-interest of taking the medicines. At that time the from the parental route it is easily administered, exact amount of dose is administered, and the rapid action we can get it easily. So for the unconscious patient also, this parental route is suitable route of administration. The drug action may be prolonged by modifying the formulation, and generally the nutritives like glucose and vitamins, electrolytes can also be given through the transfusion fluids. So there are different type of disadvantages are also associated with parenteral dosage forms, like that it is difficult to administer the drug. Injection cause pain at the site of injections. The administration of drug from the wrong route may be dangerous, because we know that the injectable products are having the high onset of action. So rapid onset of action, that means if you are giving the dose, it will give activity in the our body very fast. So once if you are giving some wrong route, or we are giving the wrong medicines, so it is very difficult to make it neutralize. As we are taking the solid dosage form like tablet or any other substance, it will go to the intestinal route, and once it is reaching to the intestine, it will take nearly 2 to 8 hours, and it will start the dissolution, and it will get inside our body. So if you are taking any wrong dose from the oral route, so it can be controlled by different phenomena, we can cleanse from the intestine. But if you are giving it directly through the IV route, it may be very difficult to neutralize it. So if some sensitivity or allergic reaction take place for the individual, there may be chances if those are given through the parenteral routes. So there are different type of route of administrations like intradermal injections, hypodermis injection, intramuscular injection, intravenous injection, intraarterial injection, intracardial injection, intrathecal injection, intracisternal injection, that is that may be for peridural injection, intraarticular injection, intracerebral injection. So these are the different route of administration, and this diagram has given how to go for the injection at different angles. If that is a intramuscular, that requires the deep administration of the drug, then we have to go for a rectangular injection from the muscles. And if that is a subcutaneous, we have to make the angle of injection up to 45 degree, so that the drug can be administered at the dermis area. If that is intravenous, we have to find out the vein, and we have to make less than 25 degree angle to make ensure the free flow of the drug at a proper velocity directly to the stream of the blood. So intradermal is we are making as a very lenient angle, that is from the 10 to 15 degree, so that it will remain on the upper surface of the skin. So these are the different angles of insertion for different parenteral injections. General requirement for the parenteral preparations require the stability, sterility, free from pyrogen and free from the foreign particles. This parental preparations are having two parts. First one is known as the vehicle, the most neutral substance in which the active ingredients and the other adjuvants are used to enhance the property is known as the vehicle. This compromise most of the dose. So this is the vehicle generally with aqueous base or the oil base, and adjuvants are the substance which are enhancing the different for that physicochemical parameter. They will enhance the physical characteristics of the drug, the stability, that these are maybe the solubilizing agent, stabilizers, buffers, antibacterial, chelating, suspending, emulsifying, wetting agent and the tonicity agents. So unit of concentration, that different unit of concentrations are the prednisolones, 25 that some examples are given. If we can go for the weight per unit volume or percentage weight per volume or millimoles per unit volume, these are the different that ideal concentration we require for the formulation of parenteral preparation. There are different type of the container closures are used. Generally glass and plastics are used, and if compared to plastic and glass are more preferred, as we know that the glass are having more that is non reactive materials with the different chemicals, then it will go for the long stability, and they will not react with different component, and we can see it clearly through outside, and if there is any kind of hanging particle or anything, that can be easily found out. So glass are preferred more compared to the plastics, and plastics sometimes can be used, but there are different type of the defects are there. They are like sorption, leaching. If the that vehicles are generally being absorbed on the plastic surface after a long time staying, and due to the change in temperature, that is known as the sorption. Leaching generally take place in the glass and the plastic also. That means glass is made up of the different components, and after a long time of storage, this alkaline material will start to leach from the surface of the glass, and it will change the alkalinity of the medium. So it may lead to the destruction of some active ingredient, and it may create the instability in the environment. Generally different type of glasses are used depending upon the pharmacopoeia conditions, and that may be type 1, type 2, type 3 glasses are there. So there must be some condition like that it should not yield foreign substance to the product. It should be sufficient transparent to allow the visual inspection of the content. It should not have any adverse effect on the product. It should have prevent diffusion in the cross the wall. Then there are different type of glasses are used like borosilicate, soda lime treated glass, like those different resistance glasses are used. So borosilicates are of different type. In this, the boron and the silicons are used that will increase the stability of the glasses. Generally, if you are taking any kind of normal glasses, applying the temperature, and suddenly we are going for the cooling, there are chances of breaking it easily. But if you are doing something, that means if you are making it hot, and the borosilicate glass is generally used in the laboratory, we can see that can withstand lot of temperature. We can directly put on the flame of the burner, and suddenly we are going for the cooling. So these are having the thermostability compared to the common glasses, and these are less fragile compared to the other common glasses. So borosilicate glass are generally used for the preparation of high standard of borosilicate glass are used as the packaging material for the parenteral preparation. Soda lime glass with and only moderate hydrolytic resistance. These are the different containers. So in the next class we will study about different packaging materials associated with the parenteral preparations, and different type of the test we will study for the parenteral preparations. Okay, so till then, bye. Thank you very much.